Buongiorno, qui siamo da Londra e siamo in una piena manifestazione che appunto si pone incontro, insomma, quelli che sono i provvedimenti riguardo la Brexit. Ma mi trovo qui con Wood che ci dirà appunto la dichiarazione circa una questione che riguarda i cittadini dell'Uganda. Ok?
Yes.
Ok. We have Wood and you can tell us a little declaration about this event. Okay.
All right. We are here to demonstrate against the Uganda government, against General MUSEVENI, who is the president of Uganda since 1985. This is now 33 years in power, and he came to power through the gun. He organizes elections which are not free and fair. He uses money to bribe people to continue staying in power. Whenever the opposition go to campaign, he puts them in jail. People are in jail. They are incommunicado. They are not allowed to see justice.
Yes.
Justice is not existing in the country. People are in prison. They don't get to court to face justice. We don't say just free them, but don't put people behind bars 5 years, 6 years, and they don't go to court. And we are surprised with Her Majesty's government, the UK government, supporting such a leader. We are members of the Commonwealth community, and this week he was hosted here on a red carpet, a man with full of blood on his hands. His trail of blood starts from Uganda to the whole of Great Lakes. You see what happened in Rwanda, 1984 to now. Museveni has a big hand. His footprints of blood are in Rwanda. His footprint of blood in DRC Congo. Up to now, people have died. Many people are dying. Even up to now, still continuing. Museveni is supporting multiple militias to fight in Congo, but for his own benefit, for greed for power, for greed for resources. He's interested in amassing all this army, his own army in Congo, in order to get mineral resources and sell them off. At the moment, if you can check General Museveni out about his wealth, he's worth $4 billion. $4 billion. In 1985, he had not a million shilling on his account, but today he has $4 billion. This at the cost, he has accumulated all that wealth at the cost of the Ugandan people. This is why we are demonstrating. We are saying no. We are telling US, stop funding General Museveni, stop arming dictators, not only in Uganda, but the whole of Africa.
Okay.
Because if we have such leaders who are just interested in developing their army without developing the population, they are not good for the country, they are not good for Africa, and they are not good for the world. We don't want war. For agriculture, to develop agriculture on an industrial scale, we don't see that. Instead, we see tanks being supplied by North Korea to come to Uganda to do what? We are not planning to invade another country. And in the history of Uganda, there have never been Uganda attacking other countries, apart from even other countries attacking Uganda. Apart from Uganda, since 1985, is under General Museveni. He has attacked Sudan, he has attacked Rwanda, he has attacked DRC. Now his army is in Central Africa in the name of peace. But we know he's just building his army to be battle-hardened. Then he has this dream of ruling Africa. I think the man is 75 years now, and he doesn't want to hand over power even within his own party. within his own party. So this is a dictator of a new type. And the world is being warned about General Museveni. People should watch this man. It's not good for politics in Africa, Great Lakes, and the whole of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Problem is from Uganda. That man has disturbed and destroyed our sub-regions. And we have to take it seriously. It's why we have to support him.
I know.
We have all our support.
I've seen for myself some of the problems in Kivu province, and I've met many refugees that have been disturbed by the violence in
Please,
Congo.
what you have done, you don't know how you have touched our heart.
Absolutely.
The majority of the people of the Great Lakes are behind you. And
Seriously.
be sure that you are not alone.
Yeah.
We are going to mobilize the people behind you. But don't let the program you have started.
Yeah.
We have to push these people out.
Well,
Yeah.
The population of Uganda really appreciate your job. And yeah, that's why we're here on behalf of them to deliver the message to you.
Yeah.
We really support, and the step you've done, you say it's small, but before us, as Uganda and friends of Uganda, it's a big step. What you've done.
thanks. Well, maybe I can say a few words because I feel like I want to speak as a friend.
No, leave it as a recording.
So I'm speaking as a friend of Uganda and as a friend of Ugandans and of East Africans in general. I'm a British Member of Parliament, and people might be asking why a British Member of Parliament is talking about Uganda. The first thing to say is that I have a very close relationship with the country of Uganda. I spent nearly 5 years of my life living in Uganda, in Kunungu district, and I have many friends who are Ugandans. So even though I am a foreigner, I'm not speaking as an outsider. I've seen for myself and I've experienced life in Uganda. I think Uganda is a fantastic and beautiful country with wonderful people. And I happen to work in the health sector in Uganda. I worked as a doctor. I was a medical superintendent of a hospital, and I've seen the great strengths of Uganda, the strength of community, the strength and the spirit of people. But I've also seen the great poverty and the real difficulty that many Ugandans have in realising their aspirations. And Britain is trying to help Uganda to further develop. We have an international aid budget that we use in order to try to support development in Uganda. We did try to support the Ugandan government, but after the corruption scandal of the Prime Minister, Mbabazi, we stopped giving direct government support to the Ugandan government. And we spend hundreds of millions of pounds through non-governmental organisations to try to help the health sector, the education sector, water and sanitation, particularly in rural development. And so the question that I asked last week, you can't have democracy where people are afraid to speak their minds, because in every village there are informants that pass information back through the chain of command back to the ruling party. And you also can't have true democracy where the ruling party has made out as though it is the state, and there is a separation between my strong feeling is that the people that become leaders are given that responsibility by the people, but it's a temporary responsibility. You are custodians of that office. It doesn't equate you with being the state. And it's really important that in a true democracy people have the ability to remove government if government are not doing a good enough job. And all I'm saying is that after 32 years, there is only when there are elections in Uganda, the problem is there's only ever going to be one winner. And I've seen for myself how the current regime use intimidation. They frighten. Not all people. Some people vote for NRM from their own free will, but there are many people who are frightened to speak up, and there are many brave people who are being imprisoned and who are suffering intimidation and violence just because they hold an alternative view. And I think in a true democracy, and I would love to see Uganda as a true democracy where there is not just one party that can win elections. And I hope to be able to play a very small part in showing my support to the other Ugandan people who believe that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.